BJ, it's not like we're technically on a boat. Like, we're really on a boat.
Yeah, but I mean, I was in the Navy. I know what being on a boat feels like. We're in a building. There's no rocking with the waves or anything.
No, like this vessel has a captain, and the captain's in charge of important things.
Like what?
Like the thermostat. Okay,
All right.
So it's a boat. Granted, yes, it is bolted to the
But we're
casino,
bolted, so
and
it's
we're not going anywhere, which is why we got a bit of a case of cabin fever with Jess and BJ. So we're not setting out on the high seas or the high Ohio
River.
But we did have a lot of action to keep us entertained while we are.
Yes, and that's why we
board.
throw these tournaments, to entertain me and Jess.
Exactly. With things like over-under. So let's go ahead and settle up. 144.
Last year's tournament got 144 players. That was the line. This year, not going to reach that number.
Theoretically, day 2 hasn't started yet. We could reach that number, but more than likely not going to happen, as we only got 92 players yesterday.
Day 1 ended with 92. Registration's still open. We know some people are coming.
Which begs the question for today's over-under. How many people are signing up today?
From 92, how many more are coming in?
Yes.
The bookie set the line at infinity.
Can I take the under?
The bookie set the line at 8.
Much better. I think I'm still taking the under on this, though. I was optimistic, and I'm figuring maybe if I'm pessimistic, then it'll
Trying to counterbalance
exactly.
yourself. Okay. 8 players would give us a total field of 100.
Yes.
I think we're going to crack 100. I am taking the over.
All right, we'll know that shortly after the day starts. One player we
Yes.
do know is coming today, current player of the year frontrunner, Andy Frankenberger.
Yes, and there were a couple players playing yesterday who had a shot of catching him in this tournament that no longer have a shot of catching him in this tournament.
Vivek showed up late and left early, busted out fairly early on.
Yes.
Randall Flowers was here out in the first level.
Yes.
Who else did we have that could have made a run at it? Dwight Pilgrim.
Yeah, we lost Dwight. Let's get back to Randall for a second, because his bust out kind of led to one of the other big stories of the day, Joseph Chung.
Yes, Randall and Joseph, if you don't know this, have played at the same table in WPT events, like 4 events in a row now, and they always seem to tangle with each other. Huge all-in pre-flop showdown where Randall shoved all in and said, "Hope you don't have it." Joseph had it, so Randall was gone. This was not the only person that Joseph busted out, though.
Busted another player in the first level. I think an hour into the tournament, Joseph Chung had over 100,000 in chips.
His high point was around 110, which was, to give you some context, about as big a chip stack as someone had in level 5 when we only played 6 levels all day.
If Chung had that chip stack at the end of the day, he would have finished 3rd in chips.
But he did not have that chip stack. In fact, he does not have any chip stack. Had all those chips in level 1 and then had a lot of gross spots, really. There was a hand where he flopped a set of 4s on an ace-5-4 board, and then it went 5-ace. Things like that just wasn't his day, and then in the end, ace-queen into ace-king on an ace-high board. Good game, Joseph. So he's out along with those guys, but
all right,
impressive run early on.
Now we did have a Club WPT qualifier in the field.
Andy Whetstone.
And this guy brought some chops. He could play. I watched him play a few hands. He was not playing like he was hanging with the big boys.
You know what? I saw him early in the day, and you can watch this video online. Mike Sexton talked to him, and then he ended up being, when Mike registered, he was at Andy Whetstone's table. And I'm thinking, oh, that might be a little intimidating. The guy who's the host of the show, who just interviewed you, now sits down and is playing hands with you. Guy's playing pots with him, winning pots off Mike Sexton, and seemed to be handling it just fine. So. And
Whetstone finished the day nearly double average stack.
Yeah, 80,000 plus chips. We have 57 players left.
Yes. Plus however many registered
are coming
today.
in. So around double or triple the starting stack, close to it. Anyways.
Yes. So we know Joseph Chung didn't finish the top of the stacks at the end of the day, but Ali Islami did.
He did. He is the chip leader with 147,000. Robert Flum has 141 and is right behind him.
Nobody else over 100,000.
If you want to hear more about Ali Islami's day, we did talk to him because he was our Rise player of the day.
Yes, you can find that video in the live updates
and
at
he
WPT.com.
can tell you a little bit about his day and his tournament stuff. He's not the only big name left in, though. We mentioned the people that could have influenced Andy Frankenberger's POY that are out. There are still some people in. LAPC champ Gregory Brooks is still in. He's a little below average.
Right.
Michael Benvenuti, who final tabled Festa along with Andy Frankenberger.
Shannon Shore.
And Shannon Shore are all still in. And while they can't
Gregory Brooks, if he
No
wins
one-
this event, will catch Frankenberger, past Frankenberger. The others will just get within really close striking distance with 2 tournaments left in the year, and we'll make it a real race down the stretch.
So, Andy, best of luck when you get here, but still some people that could have some influence on
All
how you're
right,
doing
let's
this.
get a roll on day 2. Our question of the day. We're on the boat, ship, whatever this is that's docked permanently.
It's a ship. It's a boat.
All right, Jess, who is your favorite ship's captain?
Captain Quint from Jaws.
All right, I'm going Captain Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, he's your favorite, but he's not like the best captain.
He is the best captain. He is.
BJ, he
Total
like
badass.
didn't even have a ship for half the movie. He's drunk all the time. He got stranded on an island. He's kind of the worst captain ever. The worst captain you've ever heard of.
Yes, but as he points out, you have heard of him.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not Captain Quinn. Grizzled guy with war stories and craziness, telling people how to
Craziness,
tie
see?
knots and catch sharks, and he was so cool.
Like Sparrow
and
is
so
kind of
good.
crazy eccentric in the fun way, whereas Quint is
Quint's-
crazy like he's got heads in jars and things like
Yeah,
that.
like Quinn, I wouldn't want to be on a boat with him. I would feel a little nervous, but watching him in the movie with the monologue, him and Richard Dreyfuss going back and forth about their shark injuries, he's crazy in the awesome to watch sort of
Nah,
way.
I was a Chief Brody guy.
Of course you are. You like the order and the boring one. You know what I mean? Like, at least pick Richard